make sure you bring a sample.
So we're back with another episode of the Cincinnati Stingers MyLEAGUE here in NBA 2K17. Last episode we played another season of the Stingers franchise and went 41-41, not too bad of a season I guess. But this year we had a brand new point guard in Nick Cheeks. Nick Cheeks, our next franchise guy. He looks very good in a Stingers uniform. Plus, we picked him up at 3rd overall, just based on that we traded for him with using our 8th and our 10th to get the 3rd from Utah. But Nick Cheeks was traded on draft night, but he's our starting point guard this season. You have our man Shane Wheeler at shooting guard, Tatum at small forward, Lynn Morgan at power, Nerlens Noel at center, Norman Powell at 6-man, Labissiere, Goodwin, Bertans, Stone, Sweetney, Aldridge, Felder, and Curry and McRae on the bench. So 41-41 last our record last season. We had not too bad of a season I guess, but oh well, we got that 7th overall pick, or 8th overall pick, sorry, that helped us out in getting Nick Cheeks. But 7th overall, or 7th is our power rankings in NBA.com, 14th in 2K, and 7th in Mark Spears. But as you saw last time, the shot clock was decreased to 20 seconds this season, so you're going to notice a lot of the scores being inflated. But look at this, our season started out very well. Nick Cheeks 25 points per game, right there, 17 and 17 there for our man Morgan. But look at this, our players are playing extremely well here. We're actually starting off very well compared to last year, whereas we started off well but sucked. Now 8-0, 9-0, 10-0 right here, no losses so far. We're number 1 in the Eastern Conference. Now 11-0 as we beat the Nets there, 146-111. Great scores there. Now 15-0, but now we start piling on the losses. Now 17-4, 17-5, 17-6, 17-7, 18-7. And we're number 2 in the East here after the 76ers take number 1. But Wheeler playing very well right now. Nick Cheeks, Tatum, Wheeler, basically the entire starting lineup is amazing right now. But 25-9 record right now in the NBA. 30-11. We're doing very well so far this season. We're almost matching our win-loss ratio from last year, at least win total from last year. And we're only like halfway through the season going to the All-Star game. So we end off the first half of the season 39-17. Right now, Nick Cheeks number 1 in Rookie of the Year with 20.4 points per game. I have Georges Platten on the Clippers, but Tyler Ulis is 6th man of the year so far right now. Just pretty crazy to see that. And most improved is Tyrus Jones on there on the Kings. So Eastern Conference All-Stars, Nick Cheeks is an All-Star in his first year in the NBA. That's crazy to see that. Moving on to the Western Conference All-Stars, we have Brandon Ingram, D'Angelo Russell, dunk contest, and Shane Wheeler is in the 3-point contest. So I mean, it's pretty cool to see that. Stars, we do have we have Nick Cheeks and Lynn Morgan on the same team, so it's pretty cool to see that for the All-Star break. But contract extensions, we get to re-sign our man Shane Wheeler, and he actually really wants to re-sign too, just pretty crazy to see that. Re-signed to a $21.5 million contract for 3 years, and he's going to happily take that one from the Stingers. So we brought back Shane Wheeler for 3 years, and here is the Rookie Stars contest. And it looks like Lynn Morgan puts up 21 and 12 for double-double right there in the Rising Stars. But Klay Thompson wins 3-point contest over Shane Wheeler and the NBA All-Star game. It looks like our man LeBron leads us in points, but it looks like Nick Cheeks 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals in the All-Star game. His first All-Star game in his first season. But 40 and 18 right here. We're going to go and obviously match our win total here. Now we just passed our win total, 43 and 20, 44 and 21, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, and we're going into look at this game though, 35 points by Shane Wheeler, and going into the last quarter of the season, 55 and 26. We're going to simulate the last game of the season against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hopefully go take this W in the final game of the season, just to prove how great of a season we've had in our greatest franchise season so far. But 118-105 is the final for us. We win this one. As Tatum 23 points, Wheeler 20. Nick Cheeks did a great game though. Obviously A- 3-point, A- potential. 18 and 12 was his assists and points. But Damian Lillard is the MVP of the season, 37.3 points per game. Nick Cheeks is the Rookie of the Year, 19.7. Ulis is 6th man of the year, 20.3. And Ruben Cannon is Defensive Player of the Year. Tyus Jones is the most improved, almost averaging a double-double. And Michael Goodrich is Coach of the Year of the Hornets again. But going on to the All-NBA, same old, nobody new. But looking at all defensive right there, we have Jimmy Labissiere, and all-rookie first team, we have our man Nick Cheeks right there on the first guard position. But all-rookie second team, nobody that we see on our team. But going on to our player stats for the season, Nick Cheeks led us in assists and steals per game. Jason Tatum and Shane Wheeler all led us in a lot of shooting categories. Sweetney led us in a few there. Nick Cheeks for a low majority of them though. Nerlens Noel for rebounds mainly. And yeah, so our season doing very well with the combo between Nick Cheeks, Shane Wheeler and Jason Tatum is doing very well with the offensive categories and all that kind of stuff. Double doubles, a lot of double doubles this season. I like to see that. And our minuses, barely any minuses on the season. But first round matchup is against Atlanta Hawks. We're up 2-0 here. And we're going back to Atlanta. 2-1 series after Atlanta takes the third game. Now for 2-2 here, all tied up at 2 apiece. We have to make a 3-2 here, taking victory in game 5. And going into the last game of game 6, we're going to go and win the first half right there. And going into the last half, we're going to go and win this one. 134-121 final. So you win this one, move on to the next round for the first time since, I guess, last year. But 31-10 here for Shane Wheeler, double-double. And a great game by our offensive categories there in our players. But look at this. We move on to the next round. We're facing the 76ers. They're up 1-0 here early in this series. Now 1-1 here. We tie it up. Now going back to Cincinnati. 2-1 here. It's 3-1. And yeah, we're on the verge of elimination here as we're going back to Philadelphia. They put up 37 in the first quarter, and it was all over from there as they went 118-88. They blow us so completely. So 30-point victory for the 76ers. Ben Simmons, I guess he had a great game, but Nick Cheeks 22 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 for 11 from 3. That's why we lost. Lynn Morgan 12 and 10 for a double-double. Shane Wheeler had a horrible day offensively, but Ben Simmons 18 points, 26 rebounds. Seriously, 26 rebounds. That's crazy to see that. But now checking out the rest of the 76ers, they have Derrick Rose on there. They have Dwight Howard sitting on the bench. So I mean, they have some veteran presence on the bench. I like that. I want to do that next year. But going in here, the last NBA Finals right there. It looks like the Hornets win another one, as they won last year, back-to-back championships for the Charlotte Hornets. It's crazy to see that. But Nick Batum is the Finals MVP once again here. 18.7 points per game. Not too bad of a season by him in the playoffs. But here's some other points, 27 points. But Crawford plays for the Lakers. He played well, 22 points in the finals. But Cincinnati Stingers for the playoff stats. You have 10.4 rebounds per game for Nerlens as well. And look at Lynn Morgan averaging a double-double in the playoffs. That's pretty crazy to see that. And same as regular season, Nick Cheeks and Shane Wheeler and Tatum all led us in offensive categories and I guess playmaking. But going on to our double-doubles and our plus minuses. Look at our plus minus for our bench. It's horrible. That's the reason why we lost, is because of our bench and our starters not playing well at all. But player retirements, we have Chris Bosh on there, retires after a number of seasons in the NBA. Obviously, they played at Toronto, Miami, Boston, and so on. But the rest of the retirements, nobody really surprising. But Cole Aldridge retires, so he retires as a Stinger once again. So that adds another retirement onto that board here. Mills retires. It used to be a Stinger in one season back in the day. But Chris Bosh is inducted into the Hall of Fame. And then moving on to the jersey retirements, he gets his jersey retired by the Miami Heat, spending 10 years there from 2010 to 2020. And our brand new league meetings eliminate financial restrictions from trading. Salary is no longer required to match. So I don't really know what that means. But going on to the draft lottery, we have the third best odds through the LA Clippers unprotected first round pick. And we're going to go and skip this lottery results. We get the first overall pick in the NBA draft with the third best odds. That's crazy. But the LA Clippers, horrible year, 29-53. I didn't think they'd actually get the first overall pick when you traded for their pick back in the day. I don't know how we got it, but I mean, it's crazy. So right here, we're going to pull off a trade. We're going to pull off Doug McDermott and CJ Miles for a first-round pick from the Clippers and Diamond Stone. So Doug McDermott and CJ Miles, we don't even use them at all. Might as well go and trade them for first-round pick, because that could be actually very valuable trade chip in the future. So there's money on with the analysis there. And now we're going to go figure out what we're going to do with the first overall pick from the Clippers, just because they want to get some bench players back in the day. So I don't know who to select at this point. First overall, we barely did any scouting this season. But I just have to go maybe with our gut and find the best possible first overall pick you could find for this draft. So first overall pick of this draft, looks like the best player possible is Francis Jenkins, a small forward. So we already have Jason Tatum at small forward. We gotta figure out what to do with him. But it looks like B+ overall. He's a small forward, number 1 overall pick. Surefire number 1 overall pick by every single board prediction in the NBA when it comes to analysis. So he seems like the best possible player. 6'9", 19 pounds, B+ overall. I mean, he's the perfect player to select first overall with our pick from the Clippers. So the first pick in the NBA draft, we're going to go and select Francis Jenkins.
Jenkins from the University of Connecticut. With the second pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Lynn Turner from Stanford University. in the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Marion Wall from Indiana University. With the 4th pick in the NBA draft, the Atlanta Hawks select Cam Carlson from the University of Illinois. With the 5th pick in the NBA draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select the 21-year-old power forward from UCLA. We have a trade to announce. With the 6th pick in the NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Barney Strong from Utah State University. The 7th pick in the NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select the 22-year-old small forward from Clemson University. With the 8th pick in the NBA draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Brian Gordon from the University of Maryland. The 9th pick in the NBA draft, the New York Knicks select the 20-year-old small forward from Romania. We have a trade to announce. With the 10th pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Will Wennington from the University of California. Pick in the NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select the 22-year-old shooting guard.
The definition of insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
We also have another first round pick here, the 29th overall pick, so let's go and select our man, Doug Davenport. So Davenport's 6'7", 230 pounds from Georgia Tech. I guess he's not too bad of a pick, I guess. But first overall pick, Francis Jenkins, 82 overall, 19 years old. He's money, but I mean, the Clippers, they traded up to go and select the player, Barney Strong, 6'8" overall, 21 years old. So I mean, Barney Strong, Francis Jenkins, I say we win this one easily 10 times out of 10. So Francis Jenkins, he might be our 6th man this year, just based on that we already have a small forward in Jason Tatum. Plus, our bench needs some improving when it comes to our plus minus. I mean, it's a great pickup by us. And we also have Doug Davenport, who's not too bad of a reserve guard for our future, I guess. I don't know. But Francis Jenkins and Doug Davenport, we're going to go and sign both of them this time. And going on to player options, we're going to go send our team option to Len Morgan. And when it comes to player options from the NBA, the only really good one here declined is Devin Booker. So Devin Booker could be a free agent. It'd be cool to get him, but our team is already money. Our team is perfect for the future, but going on to qualifying offers, we have nobody in the qualifying offers. My free agents, we do have Alex Sweeney, we have Diamond Stone, who was also picked up in that Clippers trade too. So Diamond Stone pretty valuable there too. We're going to obviously offer our man Bertans, Sweeney, and Stone if we can. So going to free agency, we have Demarcus Cousins here in the free agency, a potential. He's only 32 years old. He only wants $6.1 million. Let's go and sign Demarcus Cousins. So Demarcus Cousins, we're number 1 in his offering right now. Even though we offer 4 years, 26 mil, and they offer 21 million more than us, we still get it. But we're gonna trade Jordan McRae and a second for a first round pick. And Paul George only wants 5 million too, but we don't want Paul George. We want Demarcus Cousins. We're gonna go and sign Diamond Stone to a 1-year minimum, and we're gonna go and sign Demarcus Cousins to a 3-year or 4-year, $6 million per year deal. Plus, we're gonna go and sign Jordan Clarkson, Bryce Johnson, Diamond Stone, and the rest of the crew. Same with Alex Sweetney and Kay Felder. So after 1 year progression, we have Jay Wheeler and Jason Tatum 90 overall, Demarcus Cousins 83, Nick Cheeks 82, Len Morgan 81. So I mean, everyone else kind of declined, but I mean, our team is money right now. So for our lineup after this draft and offseason, we have Nick Cheeks at point guard, Shane Wheeler at shooting guard, Jason Tatum at small forward, Len Morgan at power, Demarcus Cousins at center, Francis Jenkins at 6-man, Nerlens Noel, Labissiere, Powell, Bryce Johnson, Clarkson, Sweeney, Goodwin, Diamond Stone, and Davenport on the bench. But anyway, I guess let's zip it off here. Make sure to like and subscribe for more Stingers franchise month. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.